There's a voice that I can hear sometimes out here on.
Well, you made me weep, and you made me moan. When you caused me to leave, child, my happy home. But someday, baby, you ain't worry my life anymore. In the neighborhood, what a dirty mistreater, that was no good. But someday, baby, you ain't worry my life anymore. If I had money like Henry Ford, Lord, I'd have me a woman, yeah, on every road. But someday, baby, you ain't worry my life anymore.
The Windshield Deep podcast presented by McAllister Precision Marketing.
Sets for the lead. Lazard cuts to the bottom. Oh my God! He shoves it out of the way.
Windshield Deep podcast.
We had the limited race here last night. Got spun in that one, had to come from the back. Still finished in the top 4, top 3 for that matter.
The Windshield Deep podcast.
Solid run here tonight. He's now cracked the top 10.
I would be pissed and try to wreck me too, run all over me if I was getting my ass kicked by a limited as well. So, you ain't gonna get a break. I understand it's a bull ring, but there's always next time. I got a good memory.
Dylan Wilson, he says he's not going to forget this one, Tony.
The voice of grassroots racing.
All right, well, we're back again here, episode 6. Obviously, not weekly right now due to holidays and
bi-weekly
and other jobs and stuff like that. But
bi-monthly.
Yeah, well, we've been pretty consistent. We've done what we said we're going to do to this point. As always, I'm your co-host, Dylan Wilson, here with Landon Huffman, and a special guest, Thomas Bean, Hickory racer and winner. Competing full-time at Hickory this year, that's right, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
So, competing full-time, you guys know the name already, but before we get started, got to thank McAllister Precision Marketing for sponsoring this ordeal and having a good time with us each and every week. Eventually, we're going to get some of her drivers on here to call in and talk with us and all that good stuff, but for now, we're going to get started with Thomas. How was, before all that, how was everybody's Easter break? How'd that go for you, Thomas? You go do anything special?
Nope. I guess I went to Hickory, watched the pass race. That's about it.
God damn, Thomas.
Sounds like a real racing man.
I hear you. Well, we didn't do much. Well, we went to the same beach, same campground again.
Same tiki bar.
Same result. Same result. Got a little free time out for drag raced. We went to the drag strip.
Hell of a show.
Lakewood drag strip. We set a land speed world record, 13 miles an hour in a golf cart.
They do have radars, so.
Yeah.
Is that top speed or average through the?
That's top.
Yeah,
I'm
we're not gonna talk
lie,
about
man.
the average.
Yeah, average. You got to woe her down because they're a little top heavy. Okay, so you got to woe the golf carts down. But yeah. So I hope everybody had a great Easter. I know we did, and we are glad to be back in the podcast studio here. Looking forward to talking about you guys this weekend. Y'all both raced at Hickory. Thomas, I guess let's go ahead and recap this past weekend. I know it was kind of forgetful for you, Landon. You had a rough one, but how did your day go, Thomas?
It wasn't very good. It was worst of the year, but I mean, we still gained on the points lead. We're still points leader, and we gained some points, but I mean, we didn't have a good car. We stayed within about straightaway of the leader, but just had no drive, no turn, no nothing, and just tried to make the best of it, and we ended up 6th. But hopefully, I got a lot of things I want to try for the next week. Make sure we got a week off, so I got plenty of time. So hopefully next week we'll do a little better.
Well, that's always, everybody has a bad week, nice throwaway week, or there's nothing wrong with it. I think you're going to be a steady contender each and every week, and that's got to be a good feeling. I know that you've came from not running good.
Yeah.
We've all been there, but I know that you started from the bottom, and now you're obviously one of the most competitive guys at Hickory each week. Yeah. So that's got to be a good feeling. I know that you're a threat everywhere you go. Obviously, you won at three different tracks last year, so that's an accomplishment on its own. But yeah, anyway, before we get too far into that, Landon, how'd your day go?
It was just overall a disaster.
Well, we all have
we went
that.
from being the best car to being the worst car. Now we had a left front shock problem that we probably should have found in practice, and we looked over it, and then it was broken pretty much all day and in qualifying and in the race, and then we found it a day after. So at least we did find
you
it.
say a shock mount or the shock?
No, a shock. The actual shock. The shims broke out of the inside of it, and
I was about to say, if you had a broken shock mount,
oh, we would know it for sure.
and you went the whole damn day.
No, it had no gas pressure, so couldn't keep the left front down on the racetrack. But that's neither here or there. Thomas did finish 6th, but Like he
So
said,
how did it? What's the bump stiffness, rebound? What's all that at?
you have to talk to Danny Johnson on that one. One thing that was interesting for me this weekend was, you said you wasn't very good. I obviously was terrible, but I think besides one car, that was probably the closest field that Hickory's had all year as far as, nobody got lapped except for one car, and it went 80 laps green, and Thomas was sixth, and, the leader was all, first through sixth was all in the same straightaway. So one of the best races we've seen at Hickory all year, and I think that, there was 11 cars this weekend, 11 or 12, and still all, pretty competitive cars. But, I think, if the track's going to change every week. That's just how it is at Hickory. But if you can stay on top of that, another interesting fact about Hickory this year, which I just found out after the race this Saturday, is there has not been a repeat winner in late model yet, which I think is actually pretty badass.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's rare.
Part of that is in tune with the twins, but I think Thomas hasn't won yet this year, so I feel like he could very well be the next winner and keep that streak alive. But you still have some other people there that haven't won also that could continue to keep that streak up.
Yeah, and Thomas, you. I would expect you to be a 4 to 6 win guy, without a doubt, and to this, and you're running good. Not saying that you're like in a slump by no means, but it's great. It's obviously a very competitive deal, and you don't see it. You don't think so because there's not a lot of names that you've necessarily heard a lot about, and that's won a ton of races. But guys that have been racing at Hickory that may not have won 50 races by now, but they've all put their time in, and after you put some time in at Hickory and you get that place figured out, you're going to be competitive, and it's a very, very stout field each and every week between you, Hudspeth, Charlie Watson, Light, who won the race. So
Mike Darn's been coming.
Mike Darn, yourself have ran. That's your third one, but
second week.
Well, second night, yeah. So, but anyway, very competitive field each week. And
how many times have you finished second? You finished second?
Two or three.
Yeah, so he's been close.
Yeah,
you're leading the points.
This was the first week I haven't finished second.
Yeah.
Are you leading the points?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. How much? As of now,
12.
By 12.
So 6 positions. I think. Is it still 2 points per position there? Yeah. So you got Thomas running for points at Hickory. You got the 18 car, which is Connor Mozak, and then you also have Hudspeth running for points. And then I don't think
I think that's really it. That's run every race.
Yeah.
Charlie's missed one.
He'll be there for the majority though, and then Brody Pope will be there for the majority.
Did Shane Lee run a race?
Yes,
he did.
He ran the first week.
Yeah, and then decided.
Huh.
And then
I seen him on the points. I was like, what the hell?
Well, I think they're tearing that thing apart or something.
He didn't have the upgrade on the Ford.
Oh, okay.
And he's waiting to get it back. Is what I was told.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Anyway, Mike Boucher said Bean doing the talk show circuit.
That's right.
Yeah, he figured out where the real one was at.
Yeah, he's doing a big time talk show. So, a couple other things in the news here lately is the rule changes or purse/entry changes to Southern National, as well as Motor Mile finally announcing and running their new overall package as far as entry, all that goes. So Southern National is now kind of like a flat rate. And it was a couple weeks since I looked at it, but if I'm not mistaken, to run a late model, I think it's like $250, and that gets you 2 sticker tires, 2 scuffs, and that's your entry fee. And I don't think it includes gas, but it.
I was thinking it's 150, and then you still got to buy your gas, but that's four.
Yeah, 150 for 4 tires.
For 4 tires, 2 of them scuffed, 2 of them new.
Then you count for $100 on gas, and then 4 pits. So, and all in all, you've got about $250 to $300 into it. That's incredible.
Do we know what it pays?
It pays. I'm not 100% because I've been told. I can't remember exactly, but I was told it was like 800.
But that's
800 to win. It pays first through fifth. It's 150 for fifth. And then behind fifth, it doesn't pay nothing.
Yeah.
But then it's like I think it's like 150, maybe 250, something like that.
I mean, if you're getting in that cheap, I wouldn't expect to have any start money. But That's cool. The
Yeah.
only problem with that is it's on the other side of the world for us.
Yeah.
So if that was a
That's per twin, and that still pays more than Hickory's twins. What the hell is going on?
yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty. At the end of the day, man. I mean, I don't see how. I guess they're just banking on getting a lot of cars.
I mean, I don't know what their strategy is. I mean, if they can make money,
Yeah.
I mean, good. I hope they do. And what I worry about is people being like racers always are. They just say, screw it, I ain't gonna go.
Yeah.
Like, think of how many good opportunities there's been out there that people, I ain't going to the racetrack. And it gets screwed up because nobody shows up. They might show up the first week,
Yeah.
and then they'll quit coming. But you got to go every week. There's not, or they're going to go back to the same old thing, or they're going to shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wish that, and I don't expect every track to be that cheap and that affordable, but it would be cool if there was some kind of consistent like program that several tracks were on, and that's what the NASCAR home tracks was supposed to be about. But that that is complete and utter bullshit. The only thing that NASCAR has to do with short track racing is they pay the national champion, which is like $20,000 now.
It might be still 25.
And all the tracks pay a fee to NASCAR to use the sanction.
So it's really that you're supposed to run NASCAR's rules, and obviously we're just preaching to the choir at this point as far as all this goes. But literally, we've all seen it. Man, they don't sanction anything correctly. They don't. No rules are enforced. Each track does what they want. It would be cool if they could make each track have these specific rules, and it costs this much each week, and that way you could at least have a plan.
Yeah.
And at least be able to travel in.
Yeah, the problem is the late model at Hickory is not the same as the late model at Southern National now. I mean, they run off the limited rules now.
Yeah.
But as far as NASCAR being a sanctioning body for short track racing, I mean, each track's going to do their own thing regardless, because you got to think, you got Bowman Gray, where their premier division or their Division 1 on the national standings list is a modified. So for them to be able to police that, I really don't know how they're going to do it, but it would be better for short track racing in general. I feel like if there was a general consensus,
Yeah.
I'd say that there's exceptions in it. Like if a NASCAR sanctions a dirt track, then obviously the rules are going to be different.
Well,
if NASCAR sanctions a football field,
that's the thing.
the rules are going to be
That's
different.
the thing. If you in the NASCAR rule book, there's not a modified rule, not in the NASCAR one we get. It's only late model stock.
Yeah.
And that's us. And there's some other division. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like all these other racetracks do their own thing. I mean, we're supposed to kind of be in our own little cocoon here.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, I guarantee you, between the three of us, we couldn't come to a consensus about something.
No, I mean,
and that's everybody's problem, because they get these little driver councils or racetrack councils together, and half of them want to do this and half of them want to do that.
Yeah.
And it just becomes a problem.
Yeah, no doubt. And there's always going to be arguments and stuff, but still, like, it would be awesome if there was some kind of middle ground they could find, at least on entries and the overall race procedures.
Yeah.
Like, another track that we plan on talking about here is Motor Mile. They are they NASCAR sanctioned still?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they still got a NASCAR sanction, and they do things completely different. For one, we'd already talked about it, but I don't know their tire prices or nothing like that. But I know they've got pretty decent payouts, and I know they've got a first-time winners deal. So if you go up there and win for the first time at your first win at Motor Mile, you get, I think, $500 bonus. You get money, I think $20 per car passed. Was it 20 or 10 or something like that in a race? You start.
I'm not familiar with everything they've done.
Yeah, they added money per pass, and I think they're doing some laps led stuff. So, and they're doing the deal where they redraw for the top 10 qualifiers, but the pole pays $200, so you're still going to go for the pole. The main thing is just going for the top 10.
Did they even qualify? I thought they were just kind of doing. I thought they were doing.
No, they're
crazy.
still doing.
We thought that the other week.
They're still doing qualifying because they're paying $200
to the pole.
To the pole. Now, I don't guess you have to qualify. I didn't really state anything about that. You don't have to, but
okay, that's a little different what I thought it was doing. But
no, that's what they. So they don't invert. They just redraw the top 10 guys now, and they pay the pole sitter $200. Although he's got a 1 in 10 chance of keeping it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that can be a pain in the ass, but it can also help you some nights. So I'm okay with that. I think it's cool. I think there's times where maybe you do a week where you don't do that. Maybe a couple weeks a year, or it's half and half, something like that, where you don't do the redraw. But as far as the overall payouts and all that, they're allowing beer in the stands too. That's another major thing that they're changing.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's huge. They allow coolers, which means that the 6-can cooler now holds 12 cans. If you take a cooler and you have 6 beers in it, or it's supposed to hold 6 beers, and you don't have at least 9 in it, you're not really a respectable guy in my book. I mean, because you can fit in a 6-can cooler, you can definitely fit 10, always. Because that one you can do.
What about your pockets?
Lateral, yeah. No, that's not even including your pockets or your hat.
You should easily be able to get a 12 back in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can get 12 beers in with a 6-can cooler 9 times out of 10,
All day.
unless you got a dickhead cop. That's about the only time that run. And if he says something like, "Man, come on, what else? What do you want me to do? Go give these to my truck? My truck gonna drink them? I'm gonna drink these. You might as well let me drink them here."
You can always just go get you a stamp, go get you some more. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
You
gotta be committed if you're gonna do it.
if you want, okay, do you want me to drink these beers at the racetrack, or do you want me to drink them on my way home? 'Cause I'm gonna do either one. But anyway, back to Motor Mile. Yeah, so they allow coolers now, but at the end of all that, I think it's cool that they're trying new things.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Obviously, the first week was. Did they implement the new rules the first week, or was
What
that?
about it?
Well, because what's his name? Mike Looney won a race and
Philip won
a race. I don't know if they did. So they did twins. So I don't know if
I never saw anything that showed qualifying. It just showed.
Yeah,
it just showed last practice, which Philip was fastest.
Yeah.
But
Which we thought they were not qualifying.
I saw a pole, somebody that won the pole, but it was limited. It wasn't late model.
Which that's what we thought.
And I think they got $200 maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So I never saw a picture with Philip holding a check. So. And for winning the pole, so it might not happen.
Yeah, they had it all mixed up anyway. We were talking about last week.
Yeah, I was a little. I mean, I didn't get to look at it real hard.
I think that's shitty because that's what we were talking about the other week. If it is off practice times, that sucks for people like us because we don't buy tires and mock up on.
Well, because I mean that sucks about it, but I assume, I don't know. You might be able to get your race tires during practice.
And you can do that there.
You could a long time ago
because people stuffed them in. Yeah,
I assume you could still do that. So if you can do that,
it's the same deal. Isn't it?
Yeah, when I ran along Pine, they did that every once in a while. They just say, last practice is going to be qualifying times. It's about to rain or something.
Yeah.
Have you ever ran a Motor Mile?
I did a cars race.
Okay, that's right. And you ran. You said before we started here, you said you ran the first full season of the Cars Tour, and then after that you just kind of
I ran part of the second season and quit with like 1 or 2 races to go.
Yeah. Out of all those races, what's your best one that you remember?
None of them were very good.
Man, damn.
Maybe I think I don't even know where I finished. I know I finished like the second Cars race was at Orange County, and I think that might have been my best, but it was barely inside the top 10.
So I've had, every time I've ran the Cars Tour, I've had, every time except for one, I've had a pretty good car. I just have I've had terrible luck in the tour. Obviously, the last race was the Wreck Fest. That was a shit show. And then Wake County got wrecked. Hickory actually, started in the rear, came up pretty decent, and wrecked that one, and it came back to 11th. But I finished that one. The other two is DNFs so far.
They're a lot better than they were. That first season, I think I wrecked every other race.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's tough.
I didn't run any of the first season, but I ran Hickory the second season. We sat on the pole, but I finished 5th. That's the best I've finished in a Cars Tour. I finished 5th twice at Hickory. Other than that, I ran in the back or ran descending and wrecked.
I don't think I've really finished my Cars race, to tell you the honest truth.
The second ever Cars Tour race I ran, which was at Hickory, it was cold as the shit, and I qualified like ass and monster truck Stacy Purrier, and it was over. That was pretty much. That was my night for the first one. So I have 3 out of 4 DNFs. So right now I'm batting 250. So pretty good.
Something that came up earlier when we were talking, and I just want to say this real quick, and then we'll get back to whatever we're talking about. When you said that you're trying to get racers to go places and tracks doing certain things, one thing that stuck out to me was Carteret doing that 10,000 to win and only getting like 16 cars or something. I mean, that was like a perfect chance for racers to go down there and race for big money. And it's weird because Tri-County or Cars Tour did the 10 grand to win at Tri-County and had to send cars home. But Carteret did it, and there's like
I don't know anybody who could have promoted better than that guy did.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I saw like he came up to me like at other racetracks and asked me to come to it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
and that's a nice facility.
I think the problem, we're talking about the big limited race they had there.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think the problem with that is everybody expected late models to show up, and all the limited guys were like scared of it.
I mean, I think it's one of those, the same thing. You scared the late model guys off because there's a limited race. Yeah. And nobody wants to go run a limited if you're a late model because you got to buy other stuff.
So that eliminates people like Pulliam and Barry.
Yeah, they're not going to go run a race that's limited.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the limited guys that you got those. I mean, there's some pretty big budget limited teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean, it just kind of scared both sides off.
Mm-hmm.
But that I think that really gets down to the whole problem with our racing is you've got 2 divisions that are pretty much the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you split 2 bad car or 1 decent car count into 2 bad car counts.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go. Because think if you'd have been at Hickory the other night, and you'd have had 1 division, you'd have had 20-some race cars.
Mm-hmm. So do you think if it were you, would you be on board with combining them, kind of like Southern National did, or would you just be like, there's no limiteds here, it's just late models?
I would if it was. See, I would if they would say we're going to run late model.
Yeah.
I don't want. I mean, if it came down to it, I would put a smaller carburetor on. But I think at this point they should move up.
Yeah, I mean, there's no. Well, the only thing keeping those people back from moving up. Yeah.
And
they all have
tires.
40 horsepower different. I mean, there's hardly any horsepower difference.
And I think if you look at it, the places that had the best car count, in my opinion, besides the beach, and I don't know what they do limited wise, but like Kingsport, when they only had late models, they had a decent car count because you couldn't do nothing with that car besides go run a late model.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now they've got like a division that's kind of like limited, and now some of those guys are kind of moving toward
Jumping
that.
back, yeah.
Yeah, and because I mean, who wants to go? No, best case scenario, you're going to run 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think go ahead.
And I mean and no matter what, I think we've got a problem with that now. Is nobody wants to go run 10th. I mean, I know back in the day, like people were happy to run 10th, but like if you don't show up and you don't win the race after the first 3 or 4 weeks, you quit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you there for sure. I mean, I'm on board with the fact that just be like, all right, late models, because at this point, like everybody agrees with that you might as well move up by now. You're going to spend a few $100 more, but
that's kind of the issue I think too. If you could make it late model cars, but make it as affordable as a limited class, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you do that, you've got to make it where it's a 2 new 2 scuff, or
that would solve it.
It's got to cost you somewhere between $300 and $500 to go race instead of $1,000 minimum. And because I mean a lot of those limited guys, that's all they can afford.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that if you do that, you've got to make it affordable, like you said. But, I mean, I don't feel like there's any reason why we can't do a combined deal like that. I mean, I feel like it definitely would be better. Like the other week, Limited's had 5 cars.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always kind of worried because Greenville tried that where they bumped everybody at the Limited, and for some reason the back half of the Limited field decided they weren't going to show up now, which I don't understand why. I kind of wish – because you just got to have enough cars where it looks like a show. That's what you're really looking for.
Yeah.
I mean, even if
for the people running in the back, they're going to run in the back regardless.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, if they want to make us run cup cars and I start running in the back, that's fine with me, but I don't want to change my race car.
Well, you've got, like you just said, if you run in the back in late models, you're probably going to run mid-pack to the back in limiteds as well because they're so close now. Now, obviously that's a broad statement because if you got 10 of the best late models in the country, you're going to run better than most of the limiteds. But out of any typical racetrack, if you run out of a 15-car field, if you run 13th to 15th, and there's a 12-car limited field, you're probably going to run like 7th to 10th. You know, like you're going to still – so because they're so close and the competition's so close. Obviously, the budgets are higher, but –
because right now you can look at, like, the only really example I can think of is Cruz at South Boston. And he ran limited last year and won a pretty good amount of races. But, I mean, he started running late model this year, and he's still probably he's a top 5 car easy, and he's racing against Philip.
Jones,
he
raced limited for a while at South Boston, moved up and was competitive.
I mean, the guy. I mean, it's hard to beat Philip regardless, but I mean, if you can do that, like right now, I think that's what's. I mean, I've heard it a couple times. That's why people quit running limited Hickories because Painter. Yeah. And I'm sure Painter could have run a late model race the other night and.
Oh, he would have been just as good. Yeah, the only thing keeping him back is age.
Yeah.
As soon as he turns, he's age equivalent, he'll be running late model.
Yeah.
Which is we're probably just a couple months away from that, right?
A couple
he's
weeks.
Next race he can run. Mm-hmm. But like I think that's really what's got.
He don't do it.
Yeah, he is. That's what I was heard of.
Yeah, he is.
But if you look, I think that's really what's helped Hickory for the last couple weeks is when you run these twin races, everybody feels like they got a shot.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is play the invert, and you got a pretty decent shot at it. So,
or you can at least go lead some laps. You know, someone that's never led laps in their career can go finish 8th say they finish 10th, and just so happens they draw a 10 that particular race, and they were running their ass off to finish 10th. They're going to start on the pole. I mean, that's a huge deal for a lot of people, and I think that's going to keep the car counts up. So 10's a lot of cars to invert, and it sucks if you win the first. You went through it, but at the end of the day, you almost had a chance to go win the second race.
Yeah.
And you just happen to race with people that we won't go there, but it just...
I mean, it sounds kind of dumb because I've been on the backside of the invert every week. But to tell you the honest truth, I enjoy running the second race more than the first race. I mean, it's a lot more enjoyable to me to race it. As long as Landon don't wreck somebody.
When you're passing...
No balls.
I did. He said as long as Landon don't wreck. I ran over like 3 people that race. That's the only problem, like... I had fun in the second race, but it was frustrating because, for one, I'm not saying. For one, the difference in speed is so like astronomical from the 10th place car to the top 3 that when I caught them, you almost expect them to be faster, but then so I'm like way better, and it just put me in a weird situation. But it does make a good show for the fans. That second race was chaotic as hell. Like there was. Bunch of wrecks.
Yeah, they've been good every week, I think.
Yeah.
As a fan, I love it. As a driver, I hate it. But at the end of the day, it's pretty much about what the fans want to see.
He should do twins every week.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to talk about something that's really bad speed-wise, I mean, I ran at Lonesome Pine the other year, and the guy who started on the pole went like 4 laps down in the first race.
Jesus
My
Christ.
God.
And think he's going to start on the pole. And think of the chaos getting into 1.
Yeah.
Like we were 6 wide going into 1, I think.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But it was entertaining. It was pretty fun to do.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next topic here. And it still involves Thomas, obviously. But before we do that, we got to thank our sponsor, McAllister Precision Marketing. We're working on some new stuff with the studio still. Well, obviously, we was on a little break there. So we didn't really have much time to do anything, but we are going to kind of broaden the studio. We're adding some cameras, as you can see on the screen, which I didn't even notice. You can tell that we are obviously working on something there. So going to have new views, new angles, a little more classy, I guess you would call it. It's going to look good. It's going to be.
We're stepping up our program.
Yeah, for sure. It's looking good. We even got microphone condoms now, so it's really cool.
Mine's a little smaller.
Yeah.
Just got a big old microphone.
Yeah. Well. All right. So back to it. Thomas, we're going to do this thing we do with all of our guests, and it's just a 10-question rapid question segment where you just answer nice and quickly. And I'm going to use the same questions as I used a couple weeks ago with Brewer, but they kind of resonate with you as well, so that'll work fine. So number 1, and you can answer them as quick as you can, but you can also give any kind of explanation to them, if need be.
Okay.
Number 1, what's your favorite track to race?
I'd say, well, you can't race there no more, but Lonesome Pine was a lot of fun.
Really?
Lonesome Pine, Concord's really fun to race at, like to go by yourself.
Uh-huh.
But it's not fun when you're beside somebody.
Oh, yeah.
But Lonesome Pine I thought it was a great racetrack. Long straightaways, tight corners.
Yeah.
Like a slick motor mile.
No kidding. All right. So, least favorite track?
It's a tough one.
That's a
Yeah,
tough
that
one.
is. 'Cause I'm sitting here thinking
stumped
about it
him.
myself. I can
There's a
answer, I can
couple that
answer
I-
it easily.
Couple Dylan or Florence.
You think?
I've been to Dillon.
I've never been to
Actually, I've been to
Dillon.
Florence too.
I've watched races there.
Yeah, I've never drove on.
Florence
them, but-
doesn't have a back wall.
Back
Like
straightaway.
it used to be Hickory, but I've changed my
I
mind
watched
on
Dad
that.
win the
The
Dash
Florence
Championship there. That's where
Hickory is a real bitch if you can't get your stuff
Yeah.
rolling like it needs
Oh,
to.
I would effing hate Hickory if I didn't live close to it
Yeah.
and like forced to race it.
and love it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I love
mean,
it because I like grew up here. But
I hated Hickory up till about the end of last year.
Yeah.
Like even the first race last year, I won. I was like, I still hate this place. But
Yeah.
Hickory is a love-hate relationship
Yeah.
for sure. Just
absolutely.
a pain in the ass to get around sometimes.
Yeah.
And if,
Well, that's why the people say if you can run Hickory, you can run about anywhere.
Yeah.
So, but you also say that about
they said that. at
11
the
other
racetrack.
tracks.
Yeah.
So I've learned that my whole life is a lie.
Yeah.
What's your least favorite track? You never really asked you that.
I don't know. I ran Anderson, and I think it was my least favorite because I ran so bad there.
Mhm.
But I didn't run terrible there. I just fought the car a lot. I mean, I ran in the top 10 in Cars Tour, but that place is just real congested. I think if you had a really good car, it'd be fun. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I love Hickory just because I've had success there and I've grew up there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other tracks. I mean, I could say I didn't like Greenville, but I ran good there.
Yeah.
I don't like the race at Greenville. We'll say that. The old Greenville. Now,
Oh, okay.
with the surface being repaved in the corners, I don't really know now because I haven't raced on it. But when I raced there, just the way you had to save was almost like too much for me. It's literally just like the beach,
Yeah.
but I felt like it was even more almost. I don't know. Both of those, I guess, are kind of on the same
Yeah.
playing field. But
I
definitely-
hate Caraway because of the damn concrete
Yeah.
curbs in the corner. I hated that. You ever ran there at all?
No.
I like
Man.
Caraway. I hated Caraway up until last year.
I've only ran it twice, so I don't know, but I don't know. Never liked it. My favorite's probably Wake County. I've just always had a blast racing there. I know you probably hate it,
It's all right. I
but
don't think I'm.
I've just for whatever reason, I love that racetrack. I've always had a blast there. I'm not known for my qualifying abilities, and I
Yeah.
qualified 6th at Wake County in a car store race, so I felt good about that. I mean, it just shows that I love that damn racetrack. Moving on, favorite number
3.
3
Yeah.
for Earnhardt.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Is that why you're 31
Yeah,
because of the
pretty
RCR
much.
31? Yeah.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
That answers the next one.
I would say it's because I have a physique like Newman, but I was 31 before Newman was. So.
Oh, damn.
What is your most memorable race? Whether you drove in it or you watched it, what do you lay down at night and think about? Man, that's awesome.
I would say. I'd say probably it's kind of weird. I mean, the race at Greenville last year was pretty big.
Yeah.
I don't know because it's one of those deals I really didn't expect to win.
Yeah.
And when you drive away from cars that you don't think you should beat, it's pretty big.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a huge win for you. I remember that. That was early last. That was
Yeah.
like an icebreaker deal or something.
No, it was about this time last year.
Oh, okay.
I just got my.
I remember talking about it
Yeah.
on the podcast
Yeah.
last year. Moving on. Oh, if you could drink a beer with one driver, dead or alive, who'd it be?
We already know this one, I feel
I
like.
mean, it's Earnhardt, but
Yeah.
I don't drink, so.
Yeah, I hear you. I believe you might be the first guest on Would You Steve. So we have a new record holder here.
Yeah. You can put his name on the wall or something.
Yeah. Superstitions. Do you have any superstitions before
Yes.
a race? What's that?
I mean, you don't have green.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have peanuts.
Yep.
I mean, I for some reason I got a thing about chicken.
Yeah.
But I eat chicken before I get to the racetrack. I just don't eat it after I get to the racetrack, which I screwed up last week. I ate chicken at the racetrack. So bad thing. I always put my right shoe on first.
I tell you what. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
I don't have
lucky
any.
piece of lead too. I have in my pocket.
In your pocket.
Yeah. I won my first race with it in my pocket, so I keep it in my pocket.
Lucky piece of land.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I was like really close on weight, and it was back when I was racing quarter midgets.
let's
So
see if
you
we
had
can-
to weigh a certain amount after the race,
Yeah.
and we were really close. So I was like we need like 2 pounds, so or 1 pound or something. So I just like put it in my pocket.
I eat the shit out of chicken on race day.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, a whole bucket of KFC, I'll scarf that whole damn thing down.
Also won twice with a green race car, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it.
I think it's just the color. Well,
it's a super. A lot of people believe in that.
that one hasn't ever really bothered. I've never really thought of that one. Peanuts.
Peanuts was a new one to him the other week.
Yeah.
That's definitely something I've always known.
Peanuts is new to me, and I ate the shit out of them on race day.
boiled
Does it
peanuts,
count?
mainly.
What? So is
I
it
don't
just
care.
peanuts?
I'm not chancing at this point.
What if I eat a Snickers bar has peanuts in it? Does that count as a bad luck
I
deal?
wouldn't
'Cause
advise it.
if so, I should be dead by now. Because I ate the shit out of Snickers bars.
Think of how many races you'd have won if you wouldn't be eating those.
Damn
You might be
Snicker
right.
bar.
I have
That
to
might be the
figure it out.
problem.
All right, well,
Snicker bars
Let's
on
go
car
jump off a
store.
cliff.
I mean, that's
now,
what
see.
everybody tells me. They're like, man, Harry Gant won a lot of races in a green race car. I'm like, how many of you think he would have won without it?
he might be Mr. November, February,
Yeah.
March, April. So, anyway, what else we got here? What track do you want to try that you've never raced at?
Anywhere fast.
Yeah.
Like, I really wanted to go to Richmond. I don't really want to go to Bristol. I really wish I could have went to Rockingham.
Yeah.
That's one I wish I'd have been.
Yeah, that'd been
just
cool.
just for the speed of
Might
it.
have a chance to go back.
I mean, if they do it, I'll probably go, just for the sheer fact. Because I was going to go to Richmond last year, but
Okay. What car would you like to try other than a top 3 NASCAR race car?
a sprint car.
A sprint car? Dirt sprint car.
Yeah.
Balls.
Yep,
Yeah.
I ain't got them. I ain't getting in one of them some bitches.
I tried to get somebody to let me drive one time, and he kept telling me, he's like, man, just come over here. I'll let you drive it. And he's like, I was going to have to drive to Ohio.
Yeah.
That's a little, and they don't practice. They just go out and
Full force.
Yeah, you got three laps. Hope for the
Hot
best. Don't kill nobody. Over the,
Or yourself.
That's what held me back from being. I know it's Mr. September. I said if he would have not had a green car, he'd have probably been Mr. November, December, January, and February. What would you do with $1 million? If you just had $1 million cash, you had to spend it in one day, what would you do?
One day.
So basically, you had to buy a bunch of dumb shit really
Yeah.
fast.
I buy some sprint cars, buy some late model cars.
Just blow every bit of it
Yeah.
on race cars.
Yeah, I buy me a toter.
Yeah.
Toter's a good one.
Yeah, that would be.
I really want to I love that meme where he's like, what it said, what if you win the lottery tomorrow? It's like I'll still be the asshole in the toter or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I've never thought of that. A toter would be nice.
I mean, to tell you the honest truth, I don't care about I just want to be that guy who pulls his car and has to let the thing down.
Yep.
Like, I think that's just such a
Yeah, no, it's great.
like, look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice to not have to have your old man push you out of the damn thing and you run all over the wheel wells of your trailer. Son of a bitch! Stop! Yeah, man. Usually that's
Now
what
we
it
gotta
is.
check the toe again.
I've
We
knocked
gotta check the toe.
I've knocked a fender off.
Yeah.
Like, I've ripped a fender off, taken it out of the trailer before.
My dad's gotten really good at telling me when to turn and stuff, and I've gotten pretty decent at it now. Plus, we got a better trailer. It's a little wider now,
Yeah.
so we're in good shape. But used to, I'd run all over shit, and it was terrible.
Like,
Yeah.
I got it where I'm not gonna say the bad word, but I'm the person, like, people are like left, right. I'm like, I'm not looking at you. I know where I need to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Like, I got it down in this trailer.
I think I
If
told.
if I do somebody else's, I'm gonna tear the fender
Well,
off.
I've got my guideline going in for sure. Like, I don't listen to anybody going in, but coming out of it, I definitely usually I just turn to the left a little bit, and if Dad starts freaking out, then I just slam on the brakes. But
Yeah, no, I think I've told this story before, but I've had experiences with trailers. When I had my open trailer, it was super tight, and I ran it all the way off the end of the trailer. I told this when Zach was here, but my dad was gone. I'll tell you, Dad was going racing, and it was just like me and Seth and one other person. And we forgot to put the wheel chalk on, and coming out of my shop, it's downhill, and I rolled it over the end of the open trailer into the back of the van. And then we're just standing there looking at it like, holy shit. What now?
Well, hopefully my dad's not going to get mad about this one. So when I was in high school, I had an open trailer, and I was like, I'm going to make me some side money here. I'm going to go pick my buddy's cars up. They're broke down, take them to the scrapyard or whatever. So my buddy, he's like, man, come pick up this car. I'll give you half whatever we scrap here. So he's got this car, and it's got a wheel chock welded on it. And he drives that thing up on there and misses the wheel chock and just drives in the back of the truck.
Oh, no.
And I don't know how we got it back off of it. Like, it was a miracle. I don't know how we got it back onto the trailer, but we did, and I made $50 on that one.
It's funny he says that because
$50.
$50.
You didn't go with me to pick up our Crasherama car in 2014, did you?
No.
Okay, so I have an open trailer, and Schrontz Used Parts and Cars was my sponsor in 2014.
Yeah.
So they gave us a Mazda to run in Crasherama, which we took back to my house and put together and let RJ run it. Won the damn thing. Put it in Victory Lane. But anyway, when we went to acquire this piece, one of Schrontz's workers decided he was going to drive it up on the trailer instead of us push it. And I was okay with that. But, my open trailer had a tire rack and everything, on the end of it. Well, he drives the Mazda all the way up and just never stops and drives the freaking thing all the way into the tire rack. Okay, well, the nose goes underneath it, and it smashes the windshield and everything all down into the car. And we're just sitting there looking at it like, what?
Well, it had to come out anyway.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, don't worry about it. So there's a smashed windshield everywhere. We get it back, so I had to clean all that up. So we're going to have to take it out anyway, but he pretty much just knocked it out, loading it. So it was just one of them deals.
Yeah, remember Seth welded the door shut, and it looked like someone glued popcorn to the doors.
See, I used to be so lazy. I had a winch, and my dad complained about it a lot because he bought it like 9 years ago, and it took me till like 2 years ago to put it in. So I used to not have enough, sometimes where I didn't have enough people to really push it in. So I just drive it in.
Yeah.
Until I finally got my new car, and I was like, that's a little too redneck for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the Renegades do.
Yeah, there's nothing better than seeing an old boy with the limited
by himself.
Yeah, just that's what Larry Mosher did forever.
Yeah, driving it up in there, locking her down, putting her in gear.
So did you guys see
put her in gear and don't even tie it down?
Yeah.
and do a burnout while he's in a star. Did you guys see that video on the guy that races in
Yeah.
Golly.
I know
what track was
about.
it? Slinger? Was it Slinger? Yeah, he races at Slinger. Did you see that? Man, it's like to see. I can't even remember his name. He's not a well-known guy, but he's raced for like 50 years, and he has the biggest piece of shit race car you'll ever see. I mean, it's terrible. And I urge anybody to watch it. I shared it on my personal Facebook page.
I saw it on yours, I guess. But
we'll share it on Windshield Deep after this. You've got to watch it. It's like 15 minutes long, but the guy that made the video did a hell of a job. They did an awesome. The guy that they interviewed, the thing that it's about. He's a sorry. I can't remember his name, but man, he is just the epitome of a race car driver. He is literally like 75, 80 years old now.
Just like an old short track boy.
Yeah, man.
He's got his open face helmet.
He is pretty much like Marshall Sutton, except for he drives super late models. But it's a hunk of ass.
If you watch the video closely, did you realize how he checked his tire pressure?
Yeah, with the old
tire pressure.
Oh no,
like he had the little gauge you buy at Walmart.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
yeah. Did you see his stagger? His old stagger thing?
Yeah,
I think it's cool as hell. I've never even seen one of those.
I was like, when he pulled that, I was like, this guy just enjoys racing.
One of
I gotta go watch it
like
now.
AutoZone in the pin jar.
Yeah,
I use one of those. I'll show you the screenshot of his car. I mean, it's probably a 1980 chassis or something with a.
It's like an old. It's a straight rail car, but it's
an old one.
It's an old one, but. Like I said, we need more people like that.
His name is Jerry Eckhart. He's raced for 55 years. He races at Slinger. That's about the only track he's ever really raced at. His car is just unreal old, but he's just a super cool guy. I mean, this is him. But it's just unreal watching it, and I hopefully all you guys get a chance to watch it afterwards. Be fun.
I'll watch it after I turned it down for you.
But it was cool. I have thoroughly enjoyed that, and hopefully one day I'm like that. Well, I don't know. I'll probably be sick of it by the end, but golly, that's what keeps the racing world together, and that's what makes it worth it. It's people like that. It's just unreal. So again, I commend the hell out of him and the guy that made the video, because he did a hell of a job. Oh, yeah. And that was crazy how good of it. You'll see. But anyway, we'll share it on our page here afterwards. But if you want to watch it now, don't do that because you're still watching us. Anyway, what else do we got tonight? A couple other things I wanted to touch on. Oh, car school race this weekend at Ace, right? Yeah, Ace. Have you ran Ace before?
Yes.
Yeah, I've only ran it once. Pretty cool track. Unique. 2 unique corners. This past weekend, Justin Carroll won there. Man, he's a car store competitor. I think a few guys in the car store ran this past weekend.
You think Millington will race?
Yes, he's on there.
Run the car store race. He finished second to Carroll, I think.
Yeah, he won the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder if R.D. Smith will run. R.D. Smith
He's been running Ace every week, I think.
Yeah. I don't think he will because that debacle the other week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing him on the entry list, but I wouldn't.
I ain't even looked at the entry list.
And obviously a couple other guys, our regulars. Brandon Pierce will obviously be in it. I guess it's probably a good time to make our picks. So who is your guy this week? Who do you think has got the best chance of winning the car store race Ace this weekend?
I mean, that's a tough one. I looked at the list and I was like,
God,
I was like, there's people that are really, really good, but I mean, everybody's so close there. I want to kind of go out on a limb, not really, but I think I'm between Craig Moore and the 2 car.
Really?
I mean, I raced against Craig Moore there the other year. I feel like that plays to his style a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's got that Enforcer, which I know he didn't have last year. So I assume his performance will be a lot better there because of how much horsepower racetrack it is. Yeah. But it's hard to go against that Lee Pulliam car.
So you're saying, I'd say Craig Moore could be your dark horse, and then Brandon Pierce could be your winner.
Horse. I got even somebody else I want to pick for dark horse. So, I mean, I think the Ward's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'd be my dark horse.
Yeah, that's a good one for sure.
He's run real good the last race. He runs there every week.
Yeah, that's where he grew up racing at.
I mean, Ward's gonna be tough. I mean, I don't know if he'll win the race, but I'd definitely put him in the top 2.
Yeah.
Top 5, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I'd say I'm going to go with my winner's going to be Justin Carroll, being that he won this past week. He's won at Ace before. And that's who, he hasn't ran great this year.
Yeah.
To this, they've struggled, and then all of a sudden he goes and wins at Ace. And then now going into Ace in the car store race, I think he's my guy this week. I'm going to go with Carroll. And dark horse, man, I don't know. After the Ward one, that's a good one. I didn't even think about that. The Ward's a really good pick for dark horse. But I guess I'm going to have to go with Millington because Millington hasn't won a car store race before. He's won a select few races at Hickory. But and won a few at Ace now. But Millington is a name that not many car store guys probably know. But that's a guy that's definitely going to be in contention to win in my book. How about you, Landon? Who do you think's going to win this race this weekend?
I mean, your dark horse was my pick to win.
Well,
I think Millington. I feel like he's flying under the radar. I mean, he's driving for Seville, and that it's really good equipment. And I feel like he's got Marlowe helping him. I think Ryan's going to have a good shot at it. I mean, he's been good at Ace every time they went up there, and he's been good at Hickory the only time they came. He's a track champion at Hickory. He's won a lot of races at Hickory in that year. So, I mean, I think I don't understand why he doesn't run more car store races, to be completely honest with you. I felt like this year was going to be a year where he did run more, especially with Seville and them.
Yeah.
That whole situation they're in there. So, but I do think he's going to be my pick to win. And then, my dark horse wise, I mean, Adam Lemke, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a guy who he hasn't really got a chance
Are they
to shine
running?
yet.
Yeah.
He's running, ain't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Junior
here.
Motorsports
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Junior Motorsports, I feel like it's hard to count either of those cars out. I mean, Josh Berry's going to be good.
Yeah.
Did
I
he
don't know
win
how-
last year at Ace?
No.
Josh? No.
McCarty did.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
think he
another
pretty well
guy.
wore him out.
Is
Which
Ty running?
I'd assume so.
Yeah. I don't know if he's running all the races or not. But
Yeah, I'm sure.
I
Justin
think
will
Carroll
have
will
a,
be good too.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like that place is it's not like kicker in any way, but it's one of those places where you can go one week and you be the fastest car there, and the next week you run last.
Mm-hmm.
Because I went last year, and Millington won the race before, and when I went, he ran about 10th.
Mm-hmm.
And Purrier won the night I was there, and came back the next week and ran about 10th.
Well, that's how that track. I mean, it's similar to Hickory in the way that it changes so often. The asphalt changes a lot. The way, a lot of heat, a lot of temperature is a huge deal there. At least when I went, because I mean, all day we was adjusting like hell on it. Never could figure it out. Then all of a sudden the race was perfect.
Yeah.
And then got ran over from behind and killed my rear end under caution. So that was cool.
Yeah. I feel like that place has got a. There's. I don't know how you feel about it, but I've never been to a place that was like that.
Yeah.
Like just
no, that's
it's-
crazy.
Like you can go. Like I went to the. I don't know, the Rodney Cook race a couple years ago
Mhm.
where they had like 30 cars.
Yep.
And you go and you got Sellers there, you got Barry there, you got there's a bunch of good cars there, RD stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you got some guys who were, I mean, kind of like limited cars. I mean, you had Boo Boo, you had me, you had just cars that you wouldn't expect to be
Running up front,
win
yeah.
big races.
Yeah,
like they're
absolutely.
good cars, but they're not.
Mhm.
They're not.
I think got
they're
the
not
budgets of the
beating-
big guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to beat Sellers. They're not going to beat Riggs.
Yeah.
People like that, and that qualifying, like I qualified way ahead of Sellers, right beside Peters. Boo Boo was right behind me. Thad Moffitt was even up there.
Yeah.
So it's just a different place. Like you don't qualify the same. Like most places you hustle the car and qualify, and there you don't.
Mhm.
And it just makes a huge difference. It's all about brakes.
Yeah, and then obviously you can't forget Taylor Gray, who's won.
Yeah.
Won the first race, was a hot commodity in the second race, and in the second race as well, or not?
Yeah.
Sorry,
The only
the second and third race.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that I like, he's got a real good car. But the thing that I don't know what happened last week, because he went and raced last week and he wrecked.
Mhm.
But I don't know how he's running before then. Like what I was told, Carroll pretty much wore him out.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you got.
but this week's a whole different deal.
Yeah,
different
yeah.
tires, different
Just like you
everything.
just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what happens this week? Hopefully, our friend Carol runs good. But who knows? It's going to be a good weekend. I'm looking forward to watching it again on what you guys can also watch on CarStore.tv for those of you that can't make it out. I know that a lot of these races aren't very close for most of us, but like I said, they have a great pay-per-view coverage deal that they do every week, and it's really cool to do that. This guy here is actually was made famous on that broadcast.
Yep.
The Oh My God.
You heard it first.
Give us the best impression of your original Oh My God.
I'm never doing that again.
Come on, man.
No.
Well, we'll get
Do
him
you
to do
understand how many? Yeah. We'll just,
it. We'll get
Yeah.
him to do it. We'll wait till after the show.
there's a lot of influence that afternoon.
Yeah.
It was Cinco de Mayo. You always. Everyone forgets that. It was Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, we pretend like we try to make this all about Brandon Setzer, but the real tragedy was there was a race on the day that we were trying to go have a few drinks at the Mexicano restaurant. Turns out we went anyway, still went and did our job, which was to go interview everybody.
Yeah. Some of the best content you'll see in short track racing.
We made our debut on CarStore.tv.
And it was probably our last.
Got fired.
Yeah. Hired and fired in the same night.
Got fired,
baby.
but hey, we still have commentated more than most, So that was
Yeah.
cool. And we got to see probably one of the most hyped races of all
Oh, yeah.
time from the booth.
We'll be talking about that one 20 years from now, probably.
Yep. and watching it and hearing your voice. Your son's gonna hear your voice like, Dad, why do you sound like that? Like, why did you do that? Why did you embarrass our family name?
My dad was wondering that already.
Well, I think our dads were wondering that before that ever happened.
What in the hell were you doing?
Well, you see, I had a few margaritas.
Well, see, what happened was
there was free T-shirts with Margarita Day.
yeah.
Anyway, so speaking of T-shirts, we have a special giveaway plan. Now, disclaimer: this is not the exact shirt because the other one is locked up and I didn't have the key to my. I had it in my closet. Now I accidentally locked myself out earlier. But anyway,
Of your own closet.
yeah, it's kind of damn. I had my robe on this morning and it kind of hung on the door. I got pissed off. I was in a hurry and my hand just hit the door. It's a long story. But anyway, MPM Marketing T-shirts. As you can see, the one we're giving away, I believe, is white, but it looks basically the same as this.
Same design, anyway.
Yeah,
What if
similar.
they want that one? Like, what if they request that one?
Well,
Can they-
if they want this one, they're gonna have to come through me. Okay. You don't want to do that. I'm a pissed off tiger sometimes, and I'm wearing a Dale Earnhardt shirt. So, anyway, this one's a large, so this one's mine. I wear the hell out of that one. I've already washed it like 11 times, so you can't have it. It smells like Downy though. Anyway, if you want this T-shirt, you don't have to win a giveaway. And last year we did a thing where we would post it after the show. People would comment to friends and retweet it and kiss it and fart on it, and then they had a chance to win. I hate that because it's always someone that doesn't even watch the show that wins it.
And they never
Never
us.
even, yeah. So basically every giveaway, well, nobody claimed it, so
Two-
it's
only
still on
two.
the wall.
Yeah, 2 of our giveaways
So this shirt is going to be given away
right now.
right now. And all you got to do, the first person, I got to think of something good here. The first person to type in Thomas Bean 31 and spell it correctly gets this MPM marketing shirt, or well, a MPM marketing shirt. We'll
Go.
ship it to you. Go. First one we see. Thomas Bean 31. That's all you got to type in. It don't matter spaces or not, but you got to spell it right. And I ain't telling you how. It's literally in the title.
LL Bean.
You can't type in LL Bean. So first person to type that in wins this AMPM marketing shirt. So good luck with that.
Maybe next week you ask a question.
Yeah, that's probably what we should
like ask them like an actual question that they were.
I wanted
instead
to
of-
see how fast people would type.
We have a winner.
Who we got?
Ryan Austin.
Ryan Austin wins it.
No,
yeah.
Ryan Austin lost. He spelled it wrong.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you lost. Oh, we had a wrong spelling. Drew Cox.
A wrong spelling one.
Drew Cox.
Oh no!
Yeah, we said. I mean,
It wasn't
sorry.
the LL Bean. I told you that.
Yeah, you had it. We man, I feel bad now, but we did say it, so we got to be true to our word. Drew Cox has won a MPM marketing T-shirt, which works out great because he's our official street style driver for Windshield Deep. You know that? Why are you laughing so hard, man? Are you chuckling? Are you tore up right now or what? Did you think there was a better way we could have executed that?
we just made him so excited and destroyed his.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd give away 2, but all I got is 1. Yeah. I mean, we can't, because that ain't fair. I mean, we rules are rules. Ryan, we're going to have more, man.
He said LMA.
He probably think the comedy is the best part. So at least,
Oh my God! Why is that so funny?
so we'll let y'all fight over it, but Brian, we will have more giveaways, man. I mean,
Thomas, you got any racing shirts?
yeah, if you want to give Ryan Austin a T-shirt,
if somebody wants to do it again, I'll give away a hat.
whoa,
But it might take a couple days. I got Hauser on those.
That's
Hauser,
okay.
you gotta print those.
Maybe we can do a special
it's a 2
at
for
track giveaway or something.
It's a 2 for no. Give them a question. How about that? We need a good short. We got to come up with that first. We're not just gonna wing it. A good short track racing question. We need to come up with something.
It's got to be something related to Thomas.
or that. whatever
he's
you
giving
think.
away.
I'm giving a hat away. I mean,
No, is that
Yeah.
what you want to do? Well,
Yeah.
we
I
can do
mean-
that.
It's got to be.
A good Thomas Bean question.
I'm about to send Thomas a message right now.
Well, it's getting a little. Yeah,
Well,
Ryan got DQ'd. he failed post.
I mean,
He failed post race
Yeah.
inspection, but it's all good. We got plenty of more.
yeah.
failed post race.
Well, we've got plenty more. We're gonna do this more often. It's actually pretty fun, giving stuff away. So, and that was actually a really easy one. So, this one's gonna be a little bit harder.
Just a little bit harder.
You guys got one? Is it good?
I think it's
Yeah.
an attainable one.
I sent you the answer to that.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right. So our question is.
Well, you just
Do you want to ask them the year too? Because
Yeah, we
that could make it difficult.
this one's gonna be tough. So this one should this one take
This-
a while?
I don't know.
No,
I
I
mean,
think-
I mean, if you're a Thomas Bean fan, which
Yeah.
is all two of you, I mean,
Well.
you should be able to figure this out.
All right,
Okay, so the question is,
go for it.
where did Thomas Bean win his first ever late model stock race, and what year was it? For a Thomas Bean hat. So, we'll let them contemplate on that.
Yeah. Ryan said it's all good. He spelled it wrong. Now he's not a sore loser. He said Cowboy was the crew chief. It's his fault. Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely do some more giveaways, man. We'll I know
I
you'll.
might get to keep my hat.
Yeah. This one's a tough
Yeah.
one, man. No, somebody won it.
Oh,
We
we
got a
have
winner.
a winner. Lonesome Pine.
Lonesome Pine. No,
She didn't guess the year. She's a cheater.
didn't guess the year.
Yeah, you gotta guess the year.
The
That's
Pine
my girlfriend, so
2016.
she gets a free one anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Hauser. We got two Hausers in the chat.
The Pine
Nobody's
16.
got it yet.
Nobody's got it yet. Ooh.
Oh, whoa, there's one. Lonesome Pine 17.
No.
No.
still wrong.
Ooh.
This one's a tough one because there wasn't a lot of
He didn't
info
tell
on
me.
this.
Oh.
I sent you the answer.
Oh, it ain't come through yet. Oh,
Y'all-
yeah, I got it. I got
Y'all
it.
gotta be close. Oh.
Ooh,
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that might be a little.
Come on now.
Ooh, still not got it.
Somebody's got to get it. Dang, this one's getting close. It's down to the nitty gritty here. Where did Thomas Bean
I'm
win his
pulling
first race and what year?
I'm pulling for Gerald Harris.
People are saying Lonesome Pine.
You got the track right, at least.
She don't.
This
count.
one was considered ineligible by
Yeah.
the man himself.
Oh,
Oh no,
you almost had it. Well,
Lonesome Pine 18. Oh, there's Dylan Hauser.
looks like Dylan Hauser got
14.
God.
He's making the hats.
it. He's making them. What is this?
Hauser gets to keep a hat.
Man. Oh, Ryan also Lonesome Pine 13. Missed it by a year. Dang it.
Both ways. He said 13
Golly.
and 15.
Oh no. God, he could have won two different things, and that was a total of 3 letters away altogether. Golly, or one letter and 2 numbers away. So yeah, Thomas Bean's first win was at Lonesome Pine in 2014. The first correct answer was Dylan Hauser, so Dylan Hauser wins.
Wins a hat.
Wins a hat.
That he's going to print for me.
Yeah, we got
You
to
better print an extra one, I guess.
Yeah, just go ahead and print an X1 for free and keep that one. All right, well, man, that's been fun. We definitely have to do some more of these giveaways and stuff. That's really cool. Me and Landon's actually discussed about doing some other giveaway / lottery deals with race parts and race equipment and stuff like that. More to come on that. We haven't.
We could potentially do anything from, stuff for your late model or vintage racing stuff.
Yep,
I don't
that
know.
too.
Whatever, shirts.
Kind of like a
hats,
deal
all kinds of
where
stuff.
we have 20 spots and each spot's worth $1. And it's a $10 item. but if you can pay $1 and have a chance to win $10 item, it works out well for us because we get money to pay for this podcast, and everybody only has to pay $1 to have a chance to win something that costs $10.
Put everybody in random.org and generate a name live.
Yep.
So everybody can see it.
Yeah. So that'll be really cool to do. That is something to come here. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. We started a little racing forum, or not forum. What's it called? A group deal on our Facebook page. So we haven't started any discussions on there yet, but we do have a group. So if you guys want to join the group, go ahead. Hopefully before long we can get some conversations started on there. Maybe when some
We
big
haven't really
stuff happens.
promoted it. So
No. I just literally opened a group. That way we would have one, and if you guys join, so feel free to say whatever you want. Let's get that thing going. So Thomas, thank you for coming on, man.
No
we
problem.
enjoyed it.
it was a
Glad
lot
you
of
to be
fun.
here. It's cool to have a guy that's been a viewer and a fellow racer at tracks that we run at and we can relate to.
And we raced against each other for a good little while, so
Yeah.
it's pretty cool to
All the way back to
bring that on.
when did you start racing super trucks? When, like 2012?
No, like 2009.
Oh, really? God
Yeah.
dang.
He started
Yeah.
about right when I did.
Yeah, I did a little before Landon, I'd say. So I'm a little older.
Yeah, I started in
I'm-
2010.
Yeah,
So.
me and Citra started the same year.
Both in trucks.
Yeah.
We wrecked a lot.
Yeah.
Each other.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it makes for good stories.
Yeah, it's always good stories. They just said, Dylan Hauser just said you have a good racing program. Can't believe you haven't advertised it on here yet. Is that true?
What?
I don't even understand what that means.
Like a bunch of racing shit.
Oh, you got a bunch of vintage racing shit, or you got
No,
like
I think like
racing
a
stuff for
bunch
sale?
of-
You got a bunch of like springs or
Yeah, I got plenty of springs. Go to my Facebook page or go to
Marketplace.
He said, oh,
yeah, I gotta sell that.
Yeah.
I still got a
Oh,
radiator for
Willard
sale, by the way.
I got ball joints. I got springs. I got
Yeah,
So
I-
here,
I
go to
got
Thomas
all
Bean's
sorts of
Facebook page.
yeah.
go buy some. And also, I'm selling a radiator still if anybody wants it.
I don't have a radiator, so you can buy it from him.
Yeah, I got a radiator for sale. I'm gonna sell that on. That's what I'll do. That'll be our first item on Windshield Deep.
A radiator?
2,000 spots for $1 a piece. You can win a $400 radiator. Anyway, that probably wouldn't go over well. So anyway, congratulations to our giveaway winners, Dylan Hauser and Drew Cox. I feel so bad for Ryan. That sucks.
Hey, better luck next time.
Yeah, you get one next time. He'll be so. Tell all your friends about that.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like the way we did that giveaway. That works a whole lot better. So
A lot more fun.
yeah. Oh yeah, a lot more fun. Can do cooler stuff. So anyway, thanks again, Tanya with McAllister Precision Marketing for sponsoring us and being a part of the show. Hopefully soon we have a couple more things added to the wall. We're gonna do some cool stuff with that and put her name on there. But as for now, we'll be seeing you. I think that covers everything. Thomas, again, thanks for coming on, man. We enjoyed the heck out of it. Hopefully we'll be back on here in a couple weeks after. Got something?
I was just going to say, before we jump off, Thomas, when you racing again?
I guess not this week, but next week.
Yep.
So 2 weeks,
Yeah.
Thomas will be back at Hickory. Like we said, he's running for points championship there. So if you get a chance, go out to Hickory. If you have never, said anything to Thomas at drivers or autograph session, late models don't really get to now,
Yeah.
but
I mean, come down after the race.
Yeah.
I sit down there for a while.
yeah, come
buy a
by.
hat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, come buy a hat
Come
from
by a
Thomas.
Look at this. Dylan Hauser just said, when I get the hats done, Ryan, it's yours. So he's donating
Oh,
his
look
one
at
hat
that.
to Ryan. So Ryan got him a Thomas Bean hat. So that's awesome. So have you ever thought about just putting a picture of like a green bean?
It's kind of green, so
Well, oh shit. What about just like a pinto bean?
I thought about it, but I just don't know if that's
Or just,
that's
just like a
yeah.
silhouette of a bean?
Yeah. Maybe I could put that like in the background of my number at some
Yeah, that'd be
point.
cool. We had to work on that.
Some people probably wouldn't get it though, but
Good
Yeah.
with beans.
yeah.
That's awesome. Anyway, thanks again, Thomas, for the 18th time. Glad to have you on. Go kick some ass throughout the rest of the year. We're pulling for you to win the championship. Hopefully win it by a long shot. We want to see your name on the wall. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in once again. Me and Landon's going to go back to the drawing board, draw some more stuff up, and absolutely not execute anything at all. Anyway, thanks again, McAllister Precision Marketing. We will see you guys next time on the Windshield Deep podcast. We will be back in 2 weeks. So see y'all later. Turn it off here in just a second.
Something he forgot.